Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about makeup and how it affects people's perception of you, how it affects your mental health, how it creates insecurities, how to balance this out. This is my personal journey and I hope it helps you with yours. So let's get going. I have prepped my skin, done my skincare, I have my moisturizer and sunscreen on because I'm going to be stepping out after this. We're going to start with our eyes. So my journey starts with me wanting to go into Miss India and me auditioning in Pune for it for the first time in 2015. So in my head, I thought I was ready for it and I wanted to just walk into an audition and make it big. And I had no idea about the hard work and the pressure and everything that comes with it. I just walked in there thinking I'm the best and they're going to now make me the next Miss India. But it was far from the truth. I had to put in so much work. The first time when I walked in there, I realized I was not good enough to get in there. And it came as a hard shock for me. I cried and I cried. But it taught me a lot of things because they didn't even look at me in the first round of auditions. I literally walked the stage for 10 seconds in the first round and I never got a call back. They just asked me to go back home right from the hallway. Not gonna lie, it completely broke me because I was not aware of the reality of things. I was not aware that people work really hard to get in there. They train for years and then they finally make it, even in the first round. So now I needed to try harder because now it was an ego thing where how did I not make it? I thought I was fine and now I need to work a lot harder to finally at least make it through the first round of auditions. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to look for the best trainer. I'm going to look for the best school. Not going to stop here. I cried for an entire day till I got back to my senses and then looked for my trainer. And it was Ritika Ramtri ma'am from Pune. She runs a school named the Tiara Pageant Training School. It's the best school in India. And luckily it was in Pune, so I got to easily just go to her and book my slot and talk to her and finally enroll for the classes. When I walked in there for the first time, she just looked at me and she said, "You have potential, but there is a lot of work that needs to be done for you to actually make it into an audition." And I was like, "Oh, tell me more. What did I do wrong? What have I not worked on?" Because in my head, I'm like, you know what? I have lost a little bit of weight because that was an important part. I have kind of worked on like my research part of it. What I didn't realize was that I had no sense of style. I had no confidence. I could not address a group of people. If it was more than two people, I could not talk to them. I could not stand on stage and compose myself before answering a question even. And I'm pretty sure at the first audition they realized that about me. And immediately I'm like, my first thought was, oh, I don't look good enough. Whereas there's a lot more that goes into becoming Miss India. This is a very tiny part of it. This is maybe like 10% of the journey is how you look. And then it's a very important part, but it's not the only thing. And I was not aware of that. So I started training with Ritika ma'am and she taught me all the basics of makeup, how to groom yourself. She fixed my walk and she was nice enough to train me almost for a year before I gave my second attempt. So we used to sit in our class and do our makeup. We learnt with the basics, and back then makeup styles were very different. It was a lot of layered makeup, the whole Instagram Huda Beauty, trendy sort of big Arabic eyes. That was the jam back then, and it was very challenging to do, but at the same time it's like, oh, now I've done my makeup. You can see I have done my makeup. The whole natural look was not a thing back then. So we learned all the basics. We moved on to the next step where we got really obsessed with makeup. We would save money and go out and buy all the affordable products. Even for the affordable products, we needed to save up money back then. because it was a lot. It was a lot of kharcha going into pageants in the first place. I was very sure I wanted to do it and I didn't want to give up so soon. And Ritika ma'am really pushed me to do better every day, dude. That's why my love affair with makeup started. Now, we were told to wear makeup all the time because in Miss India and pageants, if it's covered on TV, they're gonna shoot you all the freaking time. They're not gonna stop. You wake up in the morning and people start shooting you. You need to be presentable. You need to be well dressed. You need to do your makeup properly. There were like 4 of us from the same training school, and we were trained well. We would wake up, just the 4 of us out of the entire lot, would wake up at 4, do our makeup, put layers and layers of makeup, and do our hair. 4:30 to 6 we would do our makeup. 6 a.m. used to be our call time, and then we would train all day, which was hectic. But we needed to look good at 6 a.m. in the morning. There was a lot of excitement about makeup. We also got our makeup done from professionals for the first time, and it felt like a dream. Moving on to color correction and concealing. So at that time, I started to become obsessed with makeup. I could not step out of my house without it. I could not go to the gym without it. Who the hell wears makeup to gym? I don't anymore. But I did at the time because at Miss India, we were also being shot at the gym or our workouts, which was obvious because we were competing over there. It really played some sort of a trick with my brain where I'm like, you know what, this is exactly how I'm supposed to be. I am not supposed to do anything else. I just have to look good all the freaking time. I'm supposed to be dolled up all the time, no matter where I'm going, because now I have this image that I've created for myself in my head. And there's no way I'm going to abandon that image. I'm going to do everything to keep up with it. And I got out of Miss India. Luckily, I made it the second time, and not luckily, actually, I worked really hard for it. I made it in the top 21, then the top 10, and we had a baller time. We really enjoyed the whole journey. I mean, I did. Came out of it from the top 10. So I didn't make it all the way through, but top 10 is pretty good in the country. So I got out of there and I came back home to my normal life after living a month with them, where you have the page 3 life, you have the Bollywood life. You're treated so well and you're constantly being filmed and you're constantly made to feel important, and you enjoy it, but you also kind of start thinking that that's just life because you're so important over there. So I came back home and I didn't realize how much I had changed. Not as a person, but my relationship with makeup had kind of changed. So the entire time, even if I was going out to grab a pizza with my friends at, say, 1 p.m., I would wear makeup. I would wear makeup all the time, and it was exhausting. I would always take time out and schedule for doing my makeup every time I had to step out of the house, dude. It was very exhausting and it was very. I was on auto mode. I was on autopilot. I would just do it. I didn't even realize it was such a big part of my day. It would take hours for me to just keep doing this endlessly. My mom even had a joke. Every time she walked into my room, she would start doing this to me. And then I moved to Mumbai to become an actress, which made it so much worse. This whole image issue and my whole journey with makeup suddenly became even more serious. I would have to dress up for auditions every day. I would have to go meet agencies. I would have to record auditions from home. I would have to do all of that, and I obviously would need makeup for it all the time. So I kept doing the same thing over here for another year and a half. We would me and my friend would walk in the markets, and we would sometimes be scouted for jobs, which is like brand work and like ads and stuff. We would be scouted, and that's when we realized, dude, you have to keep up this whole charade of like being this person the entire time, and you cannot take a break. And at one point I really did become very obsessed and at the same time very exhausted with this whole thing, this whole self-image tied with makeup thing. And I knew I had to change that. Also, when you're an actor, people feel like they have the right to judge you on everything. Even if I put on like 2 kgs of weight, people would tell me to my face. And I mean, now there's body positivity and people being more aware of like not to judge people on their appearance so much, but it still exists sometimes, you know. It's right also because you put yourself out there, plus you have to fit into a certain character or a brief. So like, not blaming anybody, but it does make you feel a certain way. So it's not the easiest to still be grounded and still think of yourself in a positive, body positive, confident sort of a way. Now I'm at a place where I'm much more confident in my own skin. There was a lot of work that needed to be done to get there. I realized that that was happening to me because I was insecure, I was underconfident, and I needed to work on myself more than what people thought of me. Now I'm okay with absolutely being makeup free all the time. In fact, there's a lot of times when I absolutely don't wear makeup when I step out. If I'm in the mood for it is when I'll really dress up. I don't feel constantly like I have to do it and I have to keep up with it, which is a much better way to deal with it. It was not an easy journey. It was 5 years long, firstly. I had to talk to a lot of people about things. I had to make myself more aware. I had to start being confident in other things that I'm good at. Yeah, work on my personality, just with the way I talk, the way I interact with people, how good I'm at my job, how good I'm at acting, how much value I add to other people's lives. Like, makeup does not define who I am. So today, if you take it away from me, I'll still be fine. As much as I love it, I love playing around with it, I love making content for you guys, I love just sitting in my room, and it's like therapy for me, just sitting down with my makeup and trying new things out. It's still a huge part of me, but I can do without it. And that is a huge, huge win for me. I can't even begin to tell you how happy it makes me to just have it up as a part of my life in a healthy way. That's another reason why I started working on my skincare as much as I do, because I wanted to feel good in my skin. Firstly, my skin was really messed up because of all the makeup that I would put and not cleanse it properly, do everything wrong basically. So working on my skin, working on my confidence, my mental health, my self-worth, and all of these things really helped me have a better relationship with makeup. And I urge you to also take a look at how confident you are without it, with it, and then play around with it, have fun with it, and really enjoy being who you are with makeup on and without. In conclusion, whether you choose a full face of makeup, natural face of makeup, just play around with it, really be artistic with it, anything you decide to do, just make sure that your image and self-image and confidence are not tied with makeup, because it's art. It's supposed to be played with, it's supposed to be had fun with, and we need to start treating it like that. Yes, it can be a tool to make you feel prettier and more confident and all of those things, but in the end, you are so much more than your face. You are so much more. You have a personality, you have a life, you're a wonderful person, you're kind, you're sweet. Be that. Be that and be comfortable with that, and let makeup be a fun thing in your life that you really enjoy doing and not something that defines you. This is the finished look. It's very basic, it's very everyday for me, not for everybody. This is a lot for like most people. But I'm going to link all the products that I have used below. You can check it out. I will have all the details for you. I know I was just talking because it was just coming naturally to me right now. And I forgot to exactly tell you what I was doing with my face, but this is my regular routine. I've uploaded a bunch of tutorials on how I achieve this look, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you liked me just talking on screen and doing my thing. Hope you got to learn a little something, or maybe just got some food for thought and got some value out of it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I see you soon in my next one.